If we want to make Salome, we want to change the attitude. Salome, if we want to make Salome, we want to change the attitude.
Yeah, he said that. All right, thank you.
Gadi.
If you having credit problems, I feel bad for you, son. 1,000 problems, but a car rank one. Wolf for sure, got me back in the car. Leasing with my credit, I was like, oh man, forget it. Who would have thought I'd be accepted more? But now I got the keys, I feel so pleased. All types of cars, Fiats, Minis, Renaults, you know, boom, boom, let's go. Wolf for sure, car leasing for every credit score. Fresh and clean, HD from the camera. 5-star general, unstart to the queen of Shiba. Why I see me woman, you can't bring me down, cause you can't see me down. All I see is star, if you watch for the sky, step on top, the most fun track. Serious star, shine from darkness. Queen come from the melody, me and the beat is felony. Hotter than fire, you don't wanna get in hell of me. Thanks them proud of me, let's turn up the blood of me. On the way up, catch flights and follow me. A leader, stop boy a leader. Big nation, they don't see we a leader. We still leader, come on, no follow. If you from the breakfast lunch, we dinner. I see you a leader, still got a leader. Nation, they don't see we a leader. No follow, no fear, no follow, no man, we are with children of this great land, so tomorrow they can have a better plan. Yeah. All I need is total love and yeah. Every child needs someone to be there. Yeah. let me put them on my streets and give them places to when they cry that they don't hungry, now we give them food for it. Cause the children are the leaders of tomorrow. And let me try so hard to pull them up on some road. Support the MKCF, help salute the kidnap. Yeah, maybe send them home to the school, give them place to call their home. Cause every child deserves the practical education. So let's support the Monaco Children's Foundation. Help their children, let's give them a better life. Making them not if it's up to run. We help their children, let me do anything we make this time. From no one knows to me. Be the future president tomorrow. You don't know if not them get for comfort, tell all the story them we don't pass. Treat them right, tell them to them side, try to be a father, to father all your children. I don't know, I get think, I get feel I'm soul. I don't know, I get think, it's all like we don't fail. Let me give them a love. Let me trouble you nice. Let me give them a love. It's only future to help it you. Let's give them a better life. Giving them not if you jump around. So let me step in like running. Let me help it children. Let me do anything we make them smile. I'm up from the hills and hills. So let me help it children. Let's give them a better life. Giving them not if you jump around. So let me step in like running. Let me help it children. Let me do anything we make them smile. I'm up from no one knows to me. So let me support the NKCF and Absalom picking them. Speaking them are the leaders of tomorrow. When you help a child, you help a nation. This message from the Monaco Children's Foundation. Peace.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, viewers across the globe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Mina Alusine MacFoy, and this is our program from Diaspora Voices. Before we start, we want to tell you the program about today. Today, the program they talk about rape and sexual violence in Salon. We know it's an emotive subject, We know some our subject were highly emotionally charged, considering waiting to go current country. Naime could actually say what they bring this program. And if you can see most of this time, the people that do about this program are man in there. But we get two man that we can join me today, we'll introduce later. But before we start saying anything, I want to say a big heartfelt sympathy to the family of Khadija Sakor, who passed away. Not only Khadija Sakor, but I want to say sorry to all the ones that we don't suffer sexual violence and rape, wherever in the world, with UK and Salone, any victim who don't suffer that kind of thing, they want to say sorry. And one whole 1 minute silent, for Lord, all just say a little prayer for them, or ask God for forgive them and have mercy on them. Amen. We always on this program, we honor Salone come out. And we can bring this program about. The last couple of days, maybe 4 or 5 days, 3 or 4 days, we don't see a lot of news, we don't come our country, we don't book, we don't heart. We don't make we all emotional, we don't make we all the soul search. We don't make we all look at ourselves as human beings and as a people and ask questions that we need for ask. We don't make we don't think and we think say, well, if we actually question them, what's about? We still need for the we don't question, we ask ourselves. You know, and this related to again a Pekin where there's an allegation of a brutal rape with causing death. And at this moment and at this point in time, let's just say Diaspora voices and we wouldn't have not say categorically at that time. And the allegation we will make, and we will talk about that. But then waiting, we want to focus on, because it's not just a raw case and a live case. We don't get the police, we don't get the appeal from the Salone police. The police in Salone, we don't tell me say, no, give it a small time to investigate this matter, then get to the bottom of it. We want to talk on the central issue of sexual violence and rape. And the theme of Diaspora was the theme taken forward, now end the silence, start the conversation. And the reason why we choose for use end the silence and start the conversation is simple. There's twofold to this whole rape, sexual violence in our society. We really talk about them and we're silent. We keep our secrets, we make our sumu, you know. But the consequences of what they make our sumu is devastating to the society, to the one day we are the victims of sexual abuse and rape, and violent rape as well. So we want to start the conversation. We want to begin this conversation to make sure so we're able to get to the bottom of why it's prevalent in our society and why we keep them quiet. We want to break the wall, we want to break the silence. Normally, a woman can talk about rape, a woman will come and talk about rape. But we in Diaspora voice don't see how fit say, even though we not man they will present this program, we not papa them, we not brother them, we not uncle them, we not part of the problem, and we can be part of the solution. And the reason we discuss them. And these two get for the discuss so not all man will agree with what will come up with, not all man will agree to reviews them, and not all views will agree with. So they are the one way they participate, where they can participate in this program. They get for be an open program where they announce the phone line earlier on because we want to engage people then. Now we get respect for the deceased child. Lord, get respect for the rule of law. You know, Lord, keep emotions in check. And if we contribute, Lord, contribute to solutions and to things that will make this kind of thing happen in our country. Before I go any further, again, we get the regular guests in here today. When Mr. Abdul Kamara, when Elias Yamba, when Leone, you know, there today we do like this the show. Again, Mr. Abdul, we also be Mr. Adina, for just wave here, let's see you. That Mr. Abdul. Then again, we get Alhaji Chief Thonkla, my own brother. You know, we get to that today, and we also be a regular on the program. You know, you don't need no further introduction, but we also be Alhaji Thonkla, Bangura, Sabiam. He did at this program today, and a regular panelist at this program. So, Mr. Thonkla, and for no for you. You know, and then today we get two guests there with like main guests to the panelists there, but they'll get two other people there with at the back as well who will come into the program intermittently. I say we can't say no more. Like how they go. And then two people I want to introduce them to now. But I go mention the name, they didn't tell me small team about themselves. Look, the 1 minute they didn't tell me something about themselves. The first person I go call, Madam Yamata. Yamata, if you unmute your mic, please, and let tell me about yourself. I'll give you 60 seconds. Let tell we and the viewers there.
Hello, viewers. Hello, everybody who's ever wanna watch around the globe. Thank you very much, Mr. MacFoy and the entire Diaspora team. Of course, me big one, the Yamba and Chief Thonkla and me lady. I'm so happy for being part of the team. My name is Yamba and I represent Sierra Leone. And are they out of Sierra Leone at the moment? So anything we're concerning Sierra Leone, na my own business. And I thank God I able then at this platform for represent the theme where we brother don't come up with regarding rape. Now we beloved Mama Saloon. So I greet to now all, and I hope say we all go get valuable time and we go learn from each other as we go along. Thank you.
Thank you. And again, at this program here, we get Madam Josephine Kamara. Madam Josephine Kamara, if you can just take 1 minute for tell you where you be and win at the studio, please. If you can unmute your mic, please.
Hello, good evening to everyone on the panel. Good evening to the host and the rest of the team. I tell Una plenty thank you. Una invites me at this panel. As already, my name do introduced, but I go do and back again. My name na Josephine Kamara. Me na criminologist. Then also me na advocacy for violence against women and children in Sierra Leone, and also the voice for the physical challenge women and children in Sierra Leone. I'm a proud Sierra Leonean and happy for they are so today. And I hope so we all go learn from each other and respect each other in view. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that the studio at the background, we get Mr. Kadre, we go for coming to this program later. Mr. Regular, we can come on, regular guest, we can come on. But I think they don't go off the minute. I'm not sure. I didn't see on the platform. You know, so we'll try to get some back. Again, thank you very much. Diaspora Voices would come out from a point of from a practical point. We don't see the process we're gonna solve. We don't get the story of this Pekin, where by all accounts die a brutal death. You know, by all accounts, in life and shock, we're not supposed to happen. And we don't get the news say she was raped. And that's a prediction that's been made. We don't get the facts as it stands. And we don't get so far. But like what I said earlier, we say a topic we what we discuss. Let we discuss them from the point of view of we as a people, we as a society, and why they can't tell they happen in our society. We all know, say, when this new government come into power, His Excellency the President introduced Mother Bill, declare a state of emergency on rape and sexual violence. We know, say, then beef up, try to beef up the Sexual Offences Act of 2012. That act I make them about rape or sexual abuse, penetration by the people that really do aiding, abetting, all that stuff, and it brings so many laws them, so many things into the fray, way for be as a deterrent. But the question where we need for us is why, with all the law that they will get, it still they happen. What we need for do, usai we get it wrong, and how we need for start this conversation for begin put the things in place. So we need for put as a society for bring an end to this heinous act and crime. But before I go any further, I just make an apology as a man. My apology as a man and as a human being to the woman that I alone, to the woman the way we don't come across, to the woman the way we get to be counted to them, to my sister then, to my partner then, to my ex, to the woman, to my mama, to my auntie, my cousin, to my family then, to my countrywoman then, country people then, my countryman then. If at any point in time, I don't see or I fail to understand the consequences of rape or the pain and the hurt where this don't cause with people them, what they cause with people them, me, I apologize on my behalf. I apologize and say I'm sorry. To the one that they under me, to me picking them, I think say this subject in the last couple of days don't open my eye to boku thing. I don't get boku conversation with boku woman them. And let me apologize for my ignorance, because as a man, we tend to see rape in the spectrum of a man, you know, but rape, we get to see them from the lens of the victim, not from we own perspective, not from we own definition. So I want to start this conversation. And I start with you. Yamba, I start with you. Can you join business? I want to talk about now. Obviously, I'm at the forefront of the conversation. But I want you tell me what you think about rape, sexual violence, and what you think say that the problem.
Okay. Thank you very much, Brother MacFoy. Una good evening again, and hello everyone whosoever una they watch from we. And before ever I the comment or the questions the way you don't ask me, I first of all give we a quote where Frederick Buchanan being right. You know, this style like one of the inspirational, you know, in quote writers them. It say, one life on this earth is all that we get, whether it is enough or not. And the obvious conclusion will seem to be that at the very least, we are fools if we do not live it as fully and bravely and beautifully as we can. Okay, wait till I can go to that quote there. Now, just to show you how beautiful life is. Everybody get the right for live now this world. Because God, the chapters them are two. You get the chapter where they born you, you get the chapter where you die. But at the same time, God they design with roadmap, you know. Whoever they die in this world, let it be a natural death. You know, let it not be at the cause of your young company mortal man. So that come out to we country Sierra Leone, because it's just part of the global village. Sierra Leoneans are everywhere, and whatever we represent we beloved Mama Salone. Khadija incident and all other rape cases them we don't happen at that we beloved country there. It's very unfortunate and it's so inhumane. And first of all, I just highlight one way thing we go talk about rape. What is rape from the layman point of view? Now something Now sexual act where you dey either force somebody into or the person not give you in consent as an adult. But in this instance, we own small baby when in the book of the where you know get no idea. She is just 5 years. 5 years. They in the baby stage, you know. So if somebody go take advantage of this angel, then it's very, very unfortunate. As Sian say, now an inhuman act to the highest degree. Up till now, I feel an irony where sexual predators then they rape picking them. Are not able to understand, are not able why make them they do them, and it's just compounded with mental illness. We're not getting no care, you know. And the factors there's so many. Mr. MacFoy and the other team, because I'm not go able let you know kind of highlight everybody. We all know the factors. First of all rape cases not can be far. The victims them and the one them where they cause them not they be far away people. They are within the same family circle. And so because we entrust them and the care of we loved one day, now it makes them they abuse them. Because the reason why I'm not going to come in with financial, you know, issue yet now, we know they talk about adultery, you know, because then another topic for the day. But picking, I mean, what is there with big person, then can time for obey anything you tell that picking they do, you know, ignorantly. So probably then go do on and on and on. The people feel phenomena like a very, very normal act, unknowingly. And what they can do most times, then they actually like radicalize and they feed them with words of everything that not tell mommy, not tell daddy, not tell nobody. If it's the stepdad, it a brainwash them, like use the word brainwash. Then they brainwash them most times, you know, for letting not say nothing. And this night could lead to the demise, you know. So it really, really, really rather unfortunate. And the most difficult way for approach them again, now the silence of we people. Because I remember why they grow up, you know, when you hear about rape case, it's like na taboo. You're not supposed to talk them. So it's like they're afraid for the stigmatization. But we thank God, at least we don't now an aging population, we don't no matter anymore. Hence, there is break the silence and let we act now. Because rape cases not just involve women, it involves the man, like what you talk about brother MacFoy, it involves the entire community, it involves the entire family. Some people then will get the victim, in will get the physical experience, but the psychological experience is to all the loved one the way they around them. Now, it they happen now so as a nation, and we all, when as Sierra Leoneans, the way they are. So if I go on and on and on, like the chance to other, you know, panelists and say, let them put stay on there. I will stop here so far.
Thank you, Amata. Ms. Josephine, you know what Amata don't say. Please, let's get you view on this.
Okay, Sister Martha, I would like to say thank you for what you don't talk. You made quite a good point towards rape against a minor. First of all, my sympathy towards the 5 years old who was raped and brutally murdered. With deeper sympathy to the family as well. There's a say, it takes a whole village to raise a child. So this rape case, it all become very, very prevalent in Sierra Leone among minors. Wetin me go say, the government, it don't try by putting all the laws against the perpetrator. But then again, like what he say it take a whole village to raise a child. We as a community, we need for come together. When I say we as a community need to come together, because it seems like the law is not working for the perpetrators in Sierra Leone. For someone to rape a 5 years old to the point that 5 years old lose her life, I must say, he must have been on drugs, because he must have lost his mind and his sense for him to continue to do what he did to that little young child. But what me go say is, we need for educate with people them. I want Leone to understand the angle when me they come out as a criminologist, and also as somebody who gets a charity organization as Salon. I have worked with hundreds of victims, all girls. The youngest one among them now 7 years old. I don't hear so many stories where they go through the hands of the perpetrator. I don't sit down with them. I don't counsel them. I don't hear waiting they get for tell me. I don't hear the help where they need. So last year, my organization we do a project where we go out in the community. We begin to educate them. We begin to tell them the type of different violence where exist. We also tell them about the law where the government don't put down. We break them down for them for try to understand. We invite the police. We invite social welfare. We also invite some of the victims them. And we also invite some of the chief, now 5 different community, now Salon. To my surprise, everything where we teach them about the different type of violence, also about the law where the government don't make, they're surprised. They say they're not ever hear about that. They don't understand the in-depth of it. Even the policeman, say, you don't understand. They begin ask for we do more of this project what we do. They begin ask for we give them more of the handouts so they go understand. So the reason why me explain this, that we need for educate the people then. How we can educate them? We can go radio station. We continue for educate them. Also, parenting class is very important, because na Salon, you go see small pikin around 10 o'clock na net, ide waka. You go see mama and papa. You go see papa go say, oh, I dey go walk. Sometimes they walk, I get for come back 1 week. He go sleep in a village. Then you go see mama go there. He go there with the pikin and host. But that affection and time for the pikin, he no get time. He go just left the pikin like so the pikin go play. Then the pikin they play, you don't know who side the pikin don't go. You don't know who that they abuse them. So we need for teach, we woman them, the combra them about parenting class. We also need for teach them the signs them, what they need for look out for. Because there are signs, there are definitely signs. You need to look out for the signs on your daughter, including boys, because boys are victims of rape too. But for some reason, we need to hear so much because some of the bobo that they shame. Because I don't hear a rumor, but I don't confirm yet. I still do me research on that. Na Salon say boys they also they get raped. So we need to educate the mama. Like Salon, we have this culture where we can have children to sit on our lap. Then a family friend will come in and say, hey, you know me wife. You know, you dey put that mindset na the pikin in brain say, na your husband, but the pikin not really understand the meaning of what you dey say. And now from there now, you go begin for sexually harass the beginning clueless. That kind word then they're not a good word, not the right word for tell small pikin say, you na me wife. So we need for teach the community, then we need for concentrate on the mommy, because the mommy na they closer to the pikin. It is very closer to the pikin. Then also, we need for make sure say they put some kind of another law, and but this law where they put on, they need for enforce them. Therefore, put a boundary say pikin they not for them streets after 8 o'clock. It's just like where you in London, where pikin not go school. If they get prosecuted, if you not get you pikin go, if they reach to a certain percentage where if you pikin the percentage go to there 80, 85, then they call you. And when they call you, they face the law. So I think there's something like that we need for put them in place. So
very good. Very good. Yamba, sorry, Josephine. Now hold you there. Let's go to Payamba. You don't say something very interesting. You don't talk about the approach. You don't talk about safeguarding, training parents. You know, you don't talk about any stuff in the, you know, but before we get to that point in the day, Payamba, hello? Hello? Mr. Abdul, you hear me? I hear you, don't mute.
Yeah, you hear me?
I hear you now, fantastic.
Okay,
I want to say, what everything Josephine say to rape our country. I just want to know what you want to say to that. You know, before we can go round to this next question, obviously I'll get Mr. Thonkla for do the last one. Then we get asked pertinent questions and now. I want to get your opinion on rape our country and waiting for the bottom.
Yeah, before I commence, I want just extend my condolence to the family. We face this dreadful and heinous crime towards a Pekin, a minor, when I'm 5 years old. Rape, a very disturbing and devastating act. And I feel say the perpetrators and way they do this, either they get what they call a psychotic problem, or the schizophrenic or mentally disturbed. I feel say this will be some of the issues, and or I feel say as Josephine and Yamata say, negligence they play a significant role in the abusing of these small girls. And anybody who happen for fall a victim get a lot of problems that will affect them. And I want beg me fellow Sierra Leoneans and my sister them, my mama them, mostly the women them, I might go a bit unethical, which is very wrong. But because now a debate, I just get for go slightly deeper. And I feel say, because now a forceful act, this without the consent of the individual way you go brutalize, forget you want. One, this person will become so traumatized at the end of the day. One, there is a physical tendency towards what you do this person here. There is a bruising where you will cause towards this person now. We could be very much uncomfortable. In some serious scenario, there is bleeding. Soreness, all internal fine. It will lead to the girl where you go, if you don't get luck, so you don't damage them forever. So to me, raping is very, very, very bad. Then people are not supposed to live in this society. To me, anybody will rape for go behind bars for the rest of your life, because this is not a serial killer. Anybody will rape, you get the tendency for kill. During the acts, you become the monstrous act of human being they come in you. And when you get into that mood, you lost all the senses, all the try for do now for get what you want. And by forcefully doing that, they cause a lot of problem. Now, raping in Sierra Leone, I feel say it gets a lot for do with again poverty. They play a pivotal role again. Maybe not in this beginning case, and look at the issue in a broader picture. When you go fit on MacFoy or Thonkla, remember you see them they up you also by day. It is a small girl picking, they go get water. This you don't make them very much easy target. So then guys are where they hang around for abuse people picking them. I feel say as sweating Josephine and matter say the Kamara them for tie them belts and they were able to control them picking there for go get water and one way they abuse them picking there. You see some man in the end for them picking and then they destroy people picking it. But because of its society, we so don't stigmatize the way that if we talk, they're not able to talk. Just we say na a taboo. If we talk, either the family go shun them, na a disgust to the family. There's so many things that surround. And people never get say again, say. When they rape you, it gets bad effects. This person, you know, if you get illness, STD, sexual transmitted disease, all in here they play a very significant role. Therefore, I believe the government, yes, we are very poor. We're a third world deprived nation, but we can do the government can able to do your way. And also the family will able to play a own significant role. But the most common predators them now the family and close relative members them. As Josephine said, so man ain't not ashamed say you know me wife, it bad. That what they get for cotton as any man begin talk so when I watch that man, they not so ordinary person. He get the tendency for cause trouble. You know they see small begin say that me wife. No. If they allow them, then what then they go now, then man they can abuse people. You know they use that word. I feel say Sierra Leone gets a long, long way for go. Not to Sierra Leone get this problem. This is a global issue. Even in the advanced world, it happen. The only thing, the rate way they happen at Sierra Leone, now him who they talk about here. Especially this unfortunate situation. A small girl, a minor of 5 years, till he died at the young man in hand. This is very much pathetic. Unfortunate, it's saddening, disheartening. I believe say we need for put a systematic system in place where go able to address the issues, because this not a broader issue. We are in poverty. They play a very great role here. Divorce, they play a great role. Most people are now single parents. The divorce, they play a very single role now, important role again. So we need a collective responsibility. We are in the government to go implement regulations and rules them, where these rules, I believe, say they go do them in a very rational way, where go very much diversify, where not look at you and me and this, blah, blah, no, where they discriminate. We need a very transparent way where they make sure, say, everybody they come on board, treat everybody equal, no alienation, and this will help, we are believe. Because we are better together. But anything where you disassociate, it bring in counterproductive results. But when we come together as a unity, a team, a nation, I feel say we get a better chance for excel and we go achieve results. But we are in a society they try for discriminate, I think say it's very challenging. So this, now to the comrade, made the comrade open their eyes, made them be very much vigilant. Picking over going to street after 7 o'clock for get water, Igonga. Understand? I not say poverty is there, but beer and just there around the girl picking. And also, I believe say woman is can red boy picking, and of late, gay business on the Sierra Leone. I don't know free time where one boy it's guy for attempt for go report small bubble. I was there, they report the matter to me, I was there. So I'm again men there where they rape bubble them back on the age beginning. So this is not only about raping the girl child, even the boy picking back is prone to men and also get a chance for men, women when matured, he abuse them. So this is not only about men abusing women, although now the 90% of the abuse are men they do. But you get a minor fraction of women where they abuse small picking as well, where they go under the sweep under the carpet. So if I reach, I might get a chance to Chief Thonkla for contribute as well. Thank you very much.
Chief Thonkla, you might be on mute. Thank you, Payamba. Chief Thonkla, very waiting Payamba say. You know, Payamba say we for lock them up for life, whatever rape. We for stop for use the word say picking them and we ref them. We for end them stop them practicing. You know, Thonkla, I want to look at from a different perspective. You know, now societal problem is, and not just a societal problem, a generational problem is. You know, from a great grandpa say to we now, and probably something we're picking again for deal with. If we not deal with it now, you know, yes, rape is a horrible crime, but again, we need for look at who's kind of rape. We need to understand violent rape. We need to understand rape where we will not get affirmative consent. You know, Alanda worded today, the council worded come up from. Well, you know, affirmative consent. We need to look at sexual offense, sexual abuse against a minor, because no minor under the age of 18, according to the Sexual Offense Act 2012, not to give consent to sex. Anybody under 18 will get sex with us alone, it means it is rape, because it not give consent. The law makes it, no matter if the person like your girlfriend, no matter if the family can get to you, avoid. You know, so we get this in place, but yet still, we see now with society, we see how prevalent, you know, sexual predatory acts in day, but both men and women. But not address the man and force. We can't do the man and force. Not address the man them. You know, we see how prevalent that issue is. Mr. Thonkla, what's your opinion? What do you think about this whole the Khadija situation? Not just the Khadija situation, but violent sexual acts will lead to death, and then sexual abuse itself of minors and adults. I was saying, irrespective. What do you do, and what do you think are the causes of this, the root causes of this?
Well, thank you, Mr. MacFoy. Please allow me as well, make a register me heartfelt, sincere condolence to the family of Khadija. At the moment, I'm tortured. Una, forgive me if I will cry during this process, because I'm honestly very emotional. Because I get 3 girls picking them, and I don't want them to be hot. I get 3 girls picking them with their welfare and utmost paramount. So when I see a girl picking is raped, the mind go to me picking them. So if I become emotional, please don't blame me. This issue is very close to me, because I have people around me, some of them were victims. So, but me go look at this issue from a political and legal point of view. We have the policies to nail all these perpetrators, but those policies are sleeping laws. That's how I call them. They sleep. But why did they sleep? There's 2 things where they always pop up: fear and power. Fear and power. Because when a woman alleged rape, I feel like guess someone will get power. Now above case. So until that we put a lead on that, we are going around the circles. And honestly, we haven't taken women seriously in Sierra Leone. We haven't taken them seriously. This issue, it happened across the board, from religion, from schools, from offices. Some offices, they get beds them. They get beds them when they sleep with somebody whilst at work. Some officers, they get to places where they sleep with their girlfriend them whilst they didn't work. And this thing is prevalent. People, they know that, but it has been shrouded underneath the carpet. Okay, we know say boys as well, they are victims of rape as well as girls. But the fact is, we haven't taken this issue seriously that Sierra Leone. And not we all a country they go through this pain. But this is about Sierra Leone, it is our business. Right? So therefore, we can study about Sierra Leone. The legal, look at what happened to Khadija. I don't see the Law Society make a statement. I don't see the Women Fit to make a statement. I don't see all those civil societies where they campaign for right. Well, right, woman get right as well, because woman for making give consent, now right, it's property. If you give consent, either positive or affirmative or negative, there should be a consent. The sexual officer, I make it clear, say that has to be consent. And what the consent will be explicit. So failing for that to happen, that is rape, adult or minor. Okay, minor, there's no burden on how he will give a consent. That is clear by the Constitution. But where the problem lies, it is between fear and power. We get people in the community, when they call themselves sugar daddy, they are raping our children with impunity. And they get away with that because of power. They get away with that because of fear. Because the Kamara said, I might get money. If I go public say, I'm going to prison. Because the burden of proof is on me, the victim, not the perpetrator. The burden of proof is on me, the victim. And if that victim happens to be a poor victim, in both cases, that's where the law comes in for get access to justice, free legal representation. Is that happening? Yeah, I know. Say we'll get the body in Syria, what they call this group with at the head, helpers. I don't call us this advocacy for people for give them free legal representation. But the education as well play a part. Because when a woman go now, also go there and say, what you go find? What you go do? If you go get to another company, say, what you go do? Then that question answer, what you go do? So if you go get to that company, so that means that whatever, this is where the education comes in. I listen to Josephine, emotional submission and Yamata. I was just engulfed by emotion. I nearly cried, and often I'm holding tears because one thing I hate is rape. There's no other word for describe it. Now it's sexual vandalism. Pure and simple. So if we as politicians, if we as community, if we as leaders, religious leaders, community leaders, we as lawyers will not stand firm in the society, we are going. It will be the next decades. We still going to talk about this issue, and we'll go through the travel. But this is not travel because this is a repercussion. It took years on somebody. It takes years to heal when it rapes on somebody, be a man or a woman. It takes years because that fear a day in you know, if you want to say for the man canera, because if you see man canera, woman canera, so I'm in trouble. So we can know the gravity of this problem. It is going to be addressed. So I thank Diaspora Voices. May God bless the management for giving the platform for address this matter. I got a lot to say, but Maggie, other panelists, the contributors to them, the platform was for have a say. So if I did so far, I'm still emotional. I'm emotionally touched about Khadija and that one. I cried, and I share a photo, but
it's okay, Thonkla. It's okay. Me viewers, we don't see this like the course in an emotive subject that somebody will bring out so much emotions, and we take a challenge issue because as much as we are part of the problem, but we could be a great part of the solution as well. I think I get a comment section. There's been a lot of comments, very, very vibrant today. But before we go any further, I'll just leave number to one that we want called into this program.
Yamata is out of the show.
The one that we want called into this program today, the number now 079 46 141 369 plus 44 down over outside the United Kingdom plus 44 79 46 141 369. I repeat that again. Plus 44 79 46 141 369. For the United Kingdom, now 07 946 141 369. You call on WhatsApp, follow anybody will get comment or make, we'll announce we will open the phone line. On the platform itself, there's been loads and loads of comments, loads and loads of comments, and I will just go through a couple of them. And before I come to Mr. Claude Kadri, if Mr. Claude Kadri don't, before I come to him, let's go first to somebody we call Emmanuel Williams. He said, Mr. MacFoy, let's not forget that rape and sexual violence also affects men. It's a disgusting act, and there should be no place in our society for rapists. I think so that our general theme early on. I'll go to a few more of the comments that we don't come. A comment from Farrell and Coca say, we still haven't got the full details of this particular matter, so we should all be careful with our assumptions. And not just allay the fear to our viewers as well. Ms. Farrell, anyone who watch the viewers, before we start this program, one of the things that we'll put out, we say we don't want to comment on the facts of the case because we don't know the full details yet, and we are clearly making this that there has been an allegation of violent rape of a child will lead to death. And the reason we could come onto this platform today, not just Khadija and Nemo we use now, we send us with this, but there has been so many other children we don't die, we're paralyzed, we're within the society that we don't suffer so much sexual violence, we don't die, and there are children who really suffer as they talk to you. So right now, there's probably a child being abused, there's probably a child being raped. And how are we able to stop that? How are we able to educate ourselves? How are we able to make sure, say, we bring that calm to an end? That is the reason we open this conversation. And this conversation, and the theme of this conversation is a straightforward one. End the silence, start the conversation. Now, why we want to end the silence and why we want to start the conversation? We want to end the silence through education. We want to end the silence because the silence kills the victims. The silence destroys society. The silence and they make this act and this crime they go unpunished. The silence and they make the victims and feel shame. The silence and they destroy the victims in life. So we need to open this up. And we are taking this up as men for able to say, we must end the silence, we must end this protective net of the one that will perpetrate this act. And we need to look within ourselves and ask ourselves the question, what have we done? And if we haven't done anything, what can we do for now? What can we do going forward? How can we stop this? There's always a time, and I make we use this. It's like we want to use this as a watershed moment for make sure, say, we get to somewhere. We make sure we highlight this issue and we bring out all the flaws within the society. Because again, as we come around to the next round, one of the things that I don't get from this, so then as a country, we get no forensic lab, for determining a rape case. So it's always going to be your word against mine. What is definitive proof that Mr. Y raped Mr. Z or Mr. Y raped child B or child A? If it's about a word of mouth, not catching the act. How can a society, how can a country, even after the passing of the 2012 Sexual Offences Act, we not get one forensic lab in the country where we will determine for definite somebody in guilt or innocence? That are one. 2012 Sexual Offences Act gets so much areas where cover protection, where punishment in law. Why has it not been implemented? Why will they follow around? Why? Before going any further, we get the caller. Please, caller. DJ Lituna, put the caller online, please. Hello?
Hello?
Speak.
Hello, caller, please announce your name and tell us where you call from.
Listen, somebody can talk my voices, but I can just talk.
Yes, please, but when they hear you, your voice the echo. I don't know what you get on. Try to make either turn your studio off, turn something off, not hear you proper, please, because you echo and you talk from afar.
Oh, okay. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, caller, you can talk directly at the phone, please, because I think so you talk from a speaker way the far away. We really get you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to this important today where everybody, the whole country, everywhere, they fight for. I just want to say, let's cross this long for come together as a city groups and organizations identify these ongoing problems, so don't they go on for in Africa holding this carpet. I also they blame the authorities and the police, they're not taking enough action. Right then they give them money. In cases they are under in some cases, authorities then we're supposed to protect people, we're supposed to they are all doing this. Family them, so they picking them, so they causing them, and everything under this carpet. We all need to come out as a community, organizations them, all the groups them, and together for Roots and Africa. This bribing, money, beating the beginning, and then they shut up, okay, for stop. Just like when we other brothers. I will not encourage the kingdom for sit down a man their lap, and they call them, they say, my wife, the kingdom don't get on their and then, okay, so touch them. We also get for teach the kingdom, who say people they for touch them, who say they don't for touch them. They encourage you for speak up as well, because this thing don't they go on in Africa. It takes us so many deaths before one they come. As to our voices, you know, we should not only sit down and talk about that. We need some actions as well. We need for encouragements that we will take, and we will stop this. Whatever is this time, will not get another Khadija. Many Khadija is the audience. So that's not my just want for add to me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kola. You know, and that we get Mr. Kaji on the line. We get Mr. Kaji. Okay. I want to say DJ to, I think so, don't go offline now.
You're online. Nobody's gonna carry on talking, please.
Okay, thank you. That leads me to the next question. Well, I want to go to I think Yamata. Yamata, we don't worry about the issue of policing, parenting, bad parenting, the law. You know, obviously, I don't highlight the case of when we country not get forensic lab. Then will come at the next question. What's the solutions and what we need for do, how we need for do, and what we need for forget. I just want to ask this question: how do we protect our children? And this is a question to go across everybody. How do we protect our children as parents, as uncles, as dads, as brothers, as cousins? How do we protect our children? What do we need for do for make sure so we keep them safe from predators? Yamata.
Online, call online.
Yamata, don't silent, please. Go off.
Sorry. Thank you, Brother MacFoy. Now, very important question. This and a very broad, you know, it really, really broad with so many factors. But I feel so you as a parent, for let you bring on children, you for don't make provision for let you able to care for them, you know. Because otherwise, you the parents as in plural, when are not go able to care, when are not go able to take total control over them picking them day. But let we look at the instances in Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone, like where we brother, they don't talk no more. Yamba, Chief Thonkla, and we sister Josephine. Now a very poor country, but because of mismanagement, obviously, because poverty is there by stages, you know, and if we as parents, I feel saying that we responsibility for provide the necessary, you know, and thing that will picking a need. Because if you as parents, you're not able to provide for you picking, obviously not get for listen to you. And even at a small tender age, whether picking or hungry, you're not able to get food, you're not able to get shelter, you're not able to protect them. And believe you me, that picking they go always they go out. And more so, the frustration will come to the parents them where they not go even know the house of how for look for them pikia or for look after them pikia. Let's just say, for example, because you know, well, then at the health field. So
okay, Yamata, hold on. That holiday. We get to call on the line. I think the caller need for come on.
Okay.
Little, put the caller on. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Salma.
Hello.
Yes, me and Salma, they come from London.
I didn't hear you. Sorry, you're far from the microphone.
Salma, they come from London.
Yes, please. Salma, what are your contribution to this program?
Well, my contribution I will make, just a quick one. We talk about Khadija. Let God give Khadija a good word. Let the angel accept Khadija because in a small situation they take a life from mom very shortly. My contribution with regards to rape and Leone for people. We get for second in a community level. We not get for left and to government alone. Community get for involved because most of the time the perpetrators they are not far away. They are family members, uncle, cousin, relative, friends, close friends. 99% of them abuse them to pikin, not to strangers them. So it would be very difficult for people able to find out very early. Most of the time now when the abuse don't go on for long, people and they able to know. Because my uncle, you know, go to watch you pikin and say, Mama, you got your brother and house, you got your cousin. Obviously, you don't get for the watch like for saying a stranger. Strangers then we always the advice we between them against strangers there. When this person call you, no go this person make so. But when a family member, for instance, a close person where una all been it's very difficult for the mommy or the papa or they know saying that this they go on. Because the abuser then they my brother they're able to do everything for hide so that they don't get for no say now this then they do then they brainwash the pitching them. If you tell you mama or you tell your papa now this will happen and that will happen. So to me, as we say, the community for involve more. Yes, the government don't make all the laws then and all this, the police then and everything. But community is pitching the able to tell neighbors say, hey, now this person do. Then they don't conceal them. They come out and say, now this not the problem. Then they were able to sort them out. So the community for involve more. That is my own take on this one.
Thank you, Salma. Thank you for your contribution. And before I go to Yamba, DJ, to get anybody else on the line, any caller, we'll take one more call.
Yeah. Just bringing the caller online now. Carry on. I'm summarizing on that. The caller is waiting.
The caller,
Yeah.
sorry, caller, we're not hearing you.
Okay. Me? Yeah.
We can't hear you, caller. We're not hearing you. Little, the call really bad. We're going to get that post today.
I just want to talk on the question when they ask on how we protect to picking them.
Okay, before you talk, what are your name, please, and tell us where you come from.
Me, this is Fatima from the Concerned Women of Substance. I don't see
Okay.
So, we get for protect to picking them. We get for Fatima Bundu, they come from London.
Okay.
So, just the issue about how they protect to picking them.
Okay.
We get for actually learn for speak up because we keep things under the carpet. We get for protect to picking them by teaching the picking themselves. Not for allow people there for touch them in appropriate place. We also get for learn the picking them. Say there are certain parts of you where nobody know for touch, not even your daddy. Nobody know for calling me wife or this and that. You know, right? Because the beginning they get some at the age say okay. Let them learn them for say let them talk, not protect them, not get other people they involved with the picking them, the authority they get for take serious action over them, see how they happen.
Thank you very much, caller. Okay, thank you very much for your contribution.
They didn't get freedom of speech. Africans give them freedom of speech. We're afraid for talk when something happens. So that's
thank you.
Number one thing we'll get for teach them, make them learn for call, talk and report matters.
Thank you, Miss Bulu. Miss Bulu, I think say you tell me, Mr. Papata, you tell me say now what we need for do, we need for educate to begin there, we need for get a conversation with them, we need for talk to them. We need for talk to them.
Unacceptable.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you very much for the call. We get any more caller with the wait.
Yes.
DJ Lee, we get more with the wait.
Yeah.
We'll like the caller with the way, DJ Lee, to the next caller.
From Sierra Leone.
The call from Sierra Leone?
Yeah.
What are the person name? What are you?
From Sierra Leone. Carry on summarizing. I'll come back to you.
Okay. Yamata, sorry for putting you on hold. Yamata, continue, please.
Oh, that was really brilliant from me, Sister Princess Fatima. Thank you so much. That was just on point. And so, like what I did say no more regarding the factors them on how we for prevent this rape. First of all, let love abide within the family. Let love abide within the family. Because you as parents, when you don't born picking, that love let not go far. Let it picking aware say you lekam. Let it picking aware say una lekam, you know. And when we talk about the issues of the separation, broken home, again, another huge factor than they where picking and can be subjected to their vulnerable acts there so. And me, you know, like no more what we grow up, me we people and we don't learn we see them come on, they come. Then he always asks me how you spend your day, waiting you eat, waiting, how do you know, like that kind of stuff then they engage you picking in certain communications, not allow lady they done, you know, ask the picking how in day was. Because if you listen for that long, not picking in not get retainable memory that much. Although like picking of these days, then can get like then go member, but try to engage the picking on a daily basis. Know the picking activities, know when he happy, know when he not happy. Like how no more just one of me and panelists they mention them. Let we learn for study with picking them, let we picking them be we mirror them. You know, from a distance, let we know what's not right about them picking and they or that particular picking. Where they, because if you see picking begin shy away, then if you dig deep, something is not right. Let we instill confidence in them back, you know. Let we not allow them pickia for be vulnerable with anybody, because some man go use sweet, some man go use money, some man go use influence. Now all they have thing they are all they take for granted. Now in the lead with so. And it's so difficult as well. Oh, Sister mentioned Talma. Thank you so much for saying it's difficult because now people where they under with foot. So it's difficult. That is very difficult case, you know. And Brother MacFoy, you talk about the forensic. Exactly. Is my word against his word? Is his word against my word? So we'll not get any scientific proof for sure say this person in rape. You know, it's like a hearsay or naysayers. For say, oh, now you go don't do it because now we meet now that act day, you know. And most cases, pass and meet them right on the acts before ever they take action. And another thing again, let we avoid the issue of the bribery. The bribery they ambogui in that country day. Because where rape case be, the police think you want to do the action, or the family can want to take action, but the perpetrator maybe get influence or he get money or he get power. It go through the police there for bribe or for go through the family. Then before you remember now, the family go say, oh no, now one case so. Now we don't picking 90 vulnerable, so we okay with that. So we therefore change we mindset. We therefore change the narratives. Because we
very important one. Yamata, hold on to that thought. You know, we get for change the narrative. We get for give the victim and the power rather than just drop the case. We get a call on the line from Peter. This caller, now the CEO of Girl Child Project in Sierra Leone. Caller, please state your name and what are your contribution to the program today?
Hello, everybody.
Hello. You very switch off your device, please, or turn your device off, or come away from your device, and then speak on the phone, please. We're not hearing you. You're far away.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, hi. What's your name? What's your contribution to the program today?
Now, my name Anita Pullman. Now, I'm the country that of that network salary.
Okay. Please, what's your contribution to this program today?
I'm really sorry. I miss always my ability talk anyway. I just come up a day, I only today look and distribution when I come with my tire. I don't know the conversation there. I just want to move my meeting up seat. Of waiting when I don't talk before, so that if I get question from me, I will do answer now. But I'm not going to join the conversation too, because I miss out. The last speaker I listen to.
Okay. Well, let's just go up with the theme. Then probably we'll ask you a question later. The theme is end the silence, start the conversation. Obviously, we know what's going to happen at Salo right now. The allegation will go of the child being raped and murdered. Again, we are making it clear that it's an allegation. We don't get proof. We don't get evidence to that effect. You know, so we don't want to say so person do so thing. You know, and we discuss rape and violence, sexual violence against minors and against adults. And it involves both men and women, both young boys and young girls. But today we focus, probably mainly on young picking them under the age of 18, we not give consent. And we say this program for the next 3 weeks, it will continue for deal with the issue of rape. We will continue for highlight them, and we continue for bring out solutions then. We collectively as a society, inclusive of everybody, we can find a solution and make sure, say, we're able to begin tackle this generational problem we'll get our country. That angle will come out from. So again, if you have contributed to that, let us hear the contribution.
Okay, when I thank you so much, especially with the title of the talk show today, when I talk about breaking the silence, you know, we're all during the conversation.
Yeah.
Silence, you don't know who to talk about the silence. For 9-10 years now, coming back and forth, we focus now on that became the reason I have a whole lot of stories. I lost my sister at 14 when she became pregnant and somebody go kill him. There's a whole lot of issues. We don't talk so much. We talk about the actions and less. This conversation don't they go on. I get picking away and don't wait. They fight for the cause, justice no day. Where you not get money, I don't know what is happening. We get the judiciary get an issue. People now just come see they're not connect, they don't want somebody will correct for me you talk about things and some of what we not get nothing for going from them because if you not give me an okay, I go to give me. So I can't purposely for me I be the voice of those guys even if I tell you for the past 4 days we do I go big things there why they give 350 grants now the normally district. Nobody know they pay me for work I do, but I thank God because God called me for be their voice. I don't witness rape. I don't see rape. I don't console rape. We don't fight for cases. They are not forthcoming justice no day. Now that's our lot of focus, no push. For many people then come out. The law don't pass down. Sometimes some people don't know. We don't get the end deeds for the sexual penetration law don't come out. We make them for make to bring them. There was a life imprisonment. The president alarm say there is too much rape. When they say 300 and some 2,000 rape. So the minister of local government today, deputy line of one can talk. Say, oh, this side in politics. Say no, go come out. Me lie. I know why everybody politics. Now politics you they feed on. We they talk about reality on the ground. Waiting we they see now, we they na front line, now we they text, now we they alarm me, now qualified social workers from the UK. It's so attending to see the injustice and the abuse, the level where they, when they talk people and feel say they're powerful with them politics. I tell you, I'm more powerful because I'm a social worker, I'm a political, I can challenge every government about doing what is right. If it's not right, I get part of the go up to international, put on floor with the United Nations for Leone complain. Because I run a whole child rights project in Sierra Leone from shooting with the Queen Day. So I know what they talk. So on behalf of that, we don't talk the talk now, talk shows now on Monday. We want for push even with the protest. They are telling us, now not go strategize with it. Maybe a nationwide protest. We don't protest no to one and two regal, the way picking 5 hours, 9 days Indian to then they patch, they still work up and work. After we continue to talk to people and when they test in court, then justice said they get right to cover everybody in life. Even the judiciary know they do their work. They are favored because of this or the first poor even when they do it. More ask yourself all the I hope someone be talking at the tick the box with them. I got a whole case of pride. Where picking and they don't abuse them because their family report they need to get justice. The one they will do them buy it. So if they talk, like the George Floyd case in the US, now it's legal the one no more. Maybe Khadija go be the picking way go make all of that picking and get justice.
Absolutely.
So there are pile of cases at the court, as I will tell you now, where they're not agree for talk. Then they lie the court and politically connect, oh, now the president, the family, or now this, the family. We don't give a shit anymore, may I tell you. It's high time we look at the things then, we matter. It's the high time we tell people, hey, stop. If not for you picking, look how beautiful that picking be. In beauty, the ray of in beauty, they strike his soul, they give joy. If they tell you, say, this now picking where to become somebody, you know the pain I'm a parent. You know the pain where the parent and they go through today, regardless of their situation. There's some politicians sit down there want to make a big mouth for talk like hey, they know it all. Bring it on. Me, I don't tell us, let's bring it on. We're ready for them because in a salon base in exposed. Now that Mungu minister we don't understand. Even in law we study. Now salon trap with them, but no part. But if they start to talk, will they give a number about the death cases that were happened? When did the president for making death an emergency? It was for
Madam Anita, now just hold you for a second. I want to find out if you get phone number or you get website. So we will put them at the program. Let people know.
Network Sierra Leone just go strike and then I'm Sierra Leone, Anita Ekoma, Anita Koma. I get me WhatsApp group of now one day they know me na Sarana Salon because I don't tell them because I'm not forget you don't know for you.
Madam Anita, the reason why I ask for the website, maybe digitally too for put the website on. So we'll go and go see. Don't put the website on.
Don't put the photos there.
Yeah, just don't put the photos of it.
So we go. Hold on, Madam Anita. So we go see and people will get interest. Okay.
All the 2 weeks, every topic on have been that we analyze and they do that. All the information one we need, we they go to the law where they're going to finalize if you want the documents are the forward and so on the sexual penetration. Now read this way they try for localize them, sensitize community, if you do this and they can't go prison. Even when school they lock, we say small bubble self age 14, then they prison you now where they go get picking. So you not get excuse say I don't know. So
thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
This is your brother Thonkla. I don't know it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anita.
The police investigation.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Comment on anything will not come up from the police report. So I know one for say it's an alleged rape. Yes, we don't see the begin. There is a postmortem. We want to see waiting at the results from the law. So me as a professional, I can't just go and talk freely, say, oh, they rape him, oh, they kill her. No, I can't do that. I can talk to my own people are waiting and tell me. It's waiting and tell me that waiting we know now according to police press release, they don't apprehend the perpetrators then, the Boboy and Mama. We don't know, they're not telling where it's waiting to happen. So when allow they beat the time for the 2 weeks, well, they try for do all this advocacy and investigation. Any news will come out, and they tell you it will be from a reliable source. And
thank you.
Anything say.
Well done, well out now, Anita. Well done.
Thank you, Madam Anita. Thank you so much. What we go do next week? We go while you be a panelist on the program, and as we continue this program, we'll get more people that will come on. And again, like we'll say, the theme of the program are end the silence. Let's start the conversation. Now, well, we want to end the silence because the silence are the most dangerous thing. Like what Madam Anita don't say, the silence of the judiciary, the silence of the political class, the silence of the one that will get money, the silence of we chief them, the silence of we community leaders them, the silence of we mama and the host, the silence of we auntie them, the silence of me was the silence of we at this panel. When they will protect, say, we look at family shame, we look at that. But what this conversation need for be about the victims. This conversation needs to be centered around the victim. Like what Madam Anita say, the fight needs to be around the victim. Because until we stop it, the victims will suffer and will suffer in silence. We want to end the silence. We want to make sure, say, we create enough rage and anger. We'll go open up the space for victims and for talk about the things that we don't go through. So then we'll talk about the emotions, the damage where it caused to them. We know people that we don't go through that. We know people that go through it every day. So let us create an enabling environment. We'll go create the platform. We'll go able to pull a name. Because I'm mad. And I feel shame when we speak about rape. I'm a father. I don't raise me, miss them. For 28 years, I did raise picking them, God picking across. And every single time the word comes about rape, I look at myself and I say to myself, how does somebody see me? Do people look at me through the lens of somebody who will commit something? And I know who I am. I know what I cannot do and what I can do. And I'm not saying that's something I will ever do. But the guilt itself is within the home. Who is around us who does this? It could be anybody. They look at me looking at my brother thinking I cannot trust my brother, kills me. They look at what I look at my sisters and I don't go trust them. They look at what I look at my cousins and I don't go trust them. They kill me. But why is this happening? Because we are silent. Why is this happening? Because we know they conversate, we know they talk about them. Why? Because we know they name them people and they know they plug them out. I think we need to get to a point where we need for reject. Madam Josephine, how do we protect? How do we stop this? How do we make victims speak up? How do we create that space for victims for them to talk and we not blame them? How we able to stop the blame? How for make victims so comfortable that they have to talk about it? They don't feel shame. How do we liberate? How do we take shame away from them? How?
Okay, Mr. Alusine, that question where you asked now a very important question. And since I don't get so many experience with my own personal life, then also with the victims then. First of all, I didn't answer your question, but please give me opportunity to answer the first question you asked my sister about the parenting. You said, how will we teach or how do we
protect our children?
Protect our children? That's a fantastic question as well. The reason why I want to address that question there is because we get to realize, say, culture and the level of literacy. That we also get to understand, say, there's a difference in being a mom and being a mother. So me, they take them, the way when me don't take them now with organization is, We were within at the diaspora. We get organization. We don't learn book. We don't know the understanding of parenting. We don't know how important it is to share love to your pikin. I think say we then are the best position for go out there in a salon and begin to teach the parents. Let me not assume say every parent know how to be a mother and a father. They can be blessed with children, but they may not know how to parent them. So let we not misunderstand that. We need for go out there, we educate them how for look after pikin. Male organization, what we don't decide for do because we meant for do this, we go out in a salon, but COVID-19 not allow it. So we don't decide for connect with radio station, then a salon. So we on voice, we're going to continue the talk, they teach them, let them listen and teach them how for look after them pikin, how for going to communicate with their pikin and tell them also the signs that whether for look out on, because every victim gets a sign say they don't rape them. Either the way they work. There's so many signs. I don't want to expose some of them signs today because if some people that go take and say it's too much, some of me explanation. Even boys them, when they rape them, you don't know. You as a mother, because you they observe, you they watch the pikin, you don't know. I'm sorry to say this, but when they rape Bobo, in Enos they come out. That's one sign you they see. So I will drop that bit, then I can now to the other question where you talk about the eye of the victim, waiting the victim them, waiting their wants, waiting that they feel. You know, like I talked earlier, I don't talk to so many victims. And all waiting they all get in common is they are hot inside. They're so hot. What I mean they're hot. The other victim, he all 18, no, he all 16 years old. In Papa start for rape him at the age of 13, repeatedly, until he become pregnant. When he become pregnant, the dad took her to have an for abortion, for abort the pikin. So when abort the pikin, they not even do no medical checkup. They get all their organization, they are in a salon, they just left the pikin so. So we our organization allocates that pikin there. We can go, I use me own personal money because my organization don't get no money, and me own personal money. I use me own personal money, I pay for in medical fee. Oh my gosh. I was heartbroken. It got so many infections. So many infections. The pikin is so hot inside. He said, he wish in Papa go die because of what he do to him. So what we for start for do for them victim then they, we need for cancel them. I know a victim where they rape him at the age of 7, at age 35, now he gets counseling session. Now that 10 days he flee himself. So you see, this rape, it go on with them in life. And I'm telling you the fact, according to statistics, most of the prostitutes then what they see in the streets of Sierra Leone or even abroad, most of them, they are victims of rape or violence. And we don't need any more, how you call them, prostitutes than a salon. So we need for start for look after them as soon as they don't rape them at that young age. Now they will for do something and help them. Counseling is one of another way for counsel the victim. When me self, now me self do the counseling. I counseled this 16 years old. Now he happy, but he said he want to go school. He want to go school. Now that's not what he wants. Let we do for that. So we need for look for we need for counsel them, and we need for find a way out for sustain them by providing some kind of apprenticeship, something for let them do. If they're there at a younger age, they can go back to school. Let we support them and let them go back to school. Because most of the victims, then when me don't talk to, they all say they want to go back to school. They all say they want to go back to school. Then also, if they don't pass that age day of 16, they're around 18, 19, then we help them into some kind of apprenticeship, something where they go learn. So they go come back into the society and feel loved and feel cared for. Because I'm telling you, all the victims that I don't talk to, they don't feel love at all. They feel abandoned.
Josephine, la hold you there. Hold that thought. We get a caller on the line. Caller, please announce yourself. What's your name? Caller, please announce yourself. What's your name? Where you come from?
My name is Olivia McCauley.
We're not the area at all. We're not the area you. Olivia, I think if you move away from your other device.
I'm not any device with it.
Okay, now the area is small.
Yeah.
We cannot hear you at all. We can't hear you at all, caller. I think we lost the caller for that. Yes, so Josephine, if you wrap up for me, please.
Caller is here.
At all?
It's a caller back.
Caller, speak, please.
Okay, I just want to just plead with me, brother and sister, them. They get like an open conversation with the Peking them. So that when, if anything happens, they're able to come to the parents them and able to explain, say something, they go on with them. And then I made a try for plead. And we did mama them, especially the younger Peking them. They give them back so that if anything they happen, at least we're going to say something dodgy, they go on at their life. You know, instead of putting them to pick it for other people for they wash them, they give them back. You know, and I think my only two contribution. I'll just get open conversation with them.
Thank you, caller. Thank you, Josephine. If you can wrap up your point for me, please. Thank you, caller, for that. What did the caller say? He said the thing for me, we forget an open conversation with picking them. We for create the enabling environment, start picking them, start picking them. Thank you, caller, for that contribution there. Josephine, if you can round up for me, please. To next panelist.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, I mean, the talk say the eyes of waiting the victims and they feel so hot. Then the stigma. One of the victims, why I don't talk to way old 14 years old. He said that they call her mama. He said no like whether they call her mama where they go school because they don't rape them. So the peers them they laugh at. They laugh at. So now it make us say community work is very, very important. It's very, very important because we as a community, we need to come together and educate the parents them where they come out from a literate family where they don't know how to look after Pekin. Let us not assume say they're sabi, they're not sabi. We also need to educate the men them because Sunday we could get a hidden perpetrator. We don't know say na a child molester. He hide na the community. So if we the woman that we keep for come out, we voice, ne they keep quiet. Now may God give we mouth for talk. Let we use them wisely. We mouth, ne they keep quiet. We continue with the talk, with the advocate, and this not a one day thing, not a 1 month thing. Now something we will get for do frequently. Let the people that they hear with voice. Maybe by one of them where they hear with voice, then they go make that mind where they get for red picking. It go stop. It go come up at them. Because what in your organization do we meet 5 different community na salon, including we talk to one of the chief them, one of the community na Wakupa and Susan's Bay. We talk to the chief. We plead with the chief. We tell the chief, say, please, any case where it happen, una not sit down around table, una push them away. Una need for talk, una need for show we who that the perpetrator be. So the chief, he agree with we. Then intercept, he confirm say he guilty. Because some cases they don't cancel them, he they ignore them. Even why be there salon last year, I take me 2 foot, I go all the way in a court. For go witness some of the cases them. I go, they go tell me, say, case no day today can tomorrow. I go, they go tell me back can tomorrow. That just to tell you, say, there is an hiccup in the judicial system. Something needs to be done. Now that area they need to take the cases them serious, including the policeman, the SSF. One of the victims that I work with, he said, he go na police, he go lay complaint, say they rape him. The policeman not take him serious. The policeman not listen to him. Even some of the prostitutes there, I don't talk to them, some of the prostitutes there. They tell me, say, when they arrest them, they carry them go na prison. They rape the prostitutes, they set na prison, even the policeman them. So you see, this issue is broad. It's really broad. Beaucoup side what we need for targets. Because 2019, the rape case na salon towards a minor, na be 3,636 picking them. Now they rape 2019. Just during this lockdown, I began an opportunity for be around some people in at the panel, and no one called their name. They say the rape cases, it don't increase during this lockdown. So for rape cases for increase during this lockdown, that means say most of the perpetrators, they live around the area because they're there on lockdown, they're not meant for move. Then I also get an opportunity for talk to some other organizations them. I was so shocked and disappointed. The organization that they use the picking them for take picture, you know, are very passionate about this. So me, I come out plain. This na me life for help them picking them day because I know the feeling where they go through. Some of them people then they nobody rape. They need to tell nobody. They keep on to themselves. Some of the people in the community, now themselves they help the perpetrator for one away. This not to them say, this now waiting Josephine Kamara don't see within your eye. Because what I observe say the rape cases just they increase. Me say if I go to salon, I go to the ground, I go to Susan's Bay and make me inquiry, I talk to the picking them. You see? So we need for teach, educate. Let us not think say everybody when a mama, you know how for parents in Peking, you know sabi. So we as the woman them, are they plead with una. We all na combra, we carry we picking them for 9 months. Some of we not carry them for 9 months. We do C-section. That C-section there alone, for let heal, it painful. So now we take that picking that they say, now we don't picking them. Let we not sex we mouth. Let we go out. Let we talk for them. Let we pull the people away that they keep the perpetrators as secret. Let we expose them. They can't shut our mouth up. We are a mother, and we are a mother for Sierra Leone. Thank you,
Josephine. Payamba, sorry. Thonkla, go to you if I go to Payamba. Thonkla, you're rating Josephine say. Josephine also called the wall of silence, you know, the act of silence. And from a woman's perspective, obviously, rape is against the woman, most of the time. That's how they see it. But we don't say rape happened to men as well. I've been quite recently, there's a story in Sierra Leone with 3 boys were raped by 1 man, and the man is HIV positive and he's got hepatitis. The 3 boys, they now currently they get hepatitis. That story is there in Sierra Leone, and it's a life story. With a boy there, 3 young boys there, and these are minors, you know. So we don't really talk. We don't say there's a societal problem. From a man's perspective, what do we men, what man need for do? But make sure so we understand what it mean when we take the woman, the Pekin right away from our way we abuse Pekin, where we sleep with whether a boy Pekin, whether a girl Pekin. How we need for talk to we as man then. Because so I get a conversation with somebody this afternoon, you know, where tell me say, you know what, Mac? I say yes. He say, I get post to us a B. We go take 16-year-old Pekin, 15-year-old Pekin from school in school uniform, and they can't go to the hospital for a big man with big pass me. You know, the other person on the other side of the conversation tell me say, why go to a village? Why don't give it a gi? The Pekin mama go bring 13-year-old Pekin can tell me, say, look, this Pekin had to give for marriage. And you have take her if you want her. At 13. You know, so what do they see? It's cultural. It's a problem. It's cultural. It's a problem. We don't see it. We don't mind them. You know, I never had a conversation with my mama say, if you do this, now rape. I never did. I don't know because but society, the silence is there. We don't talk about that kind of stuff. We don't talk about sex. We don't talk about sexual violence. You know, after I get this whole case, yesterday, I still with my boy Pekin, who's 18. Because I'm disturbed. I talk, I said, listen, I said, we didn't talk about this. And I said, what? I said, well, what do you understand about rape? And I said, oh, that is I can see on social media, all that stuff will go on. I said, what do you understand about rape? And I said, Dad, he said, at school. He said, every semester, every week, there's one section dedicated to sexual violence. So inappropriate behavior to touching. So at school, then they teach them about sex. Now I said, let's define sex for me. Tell me the sex like this and this, you get for consent. Now I say, if you just consent, he said, yes, he said the person will be explicit consent. Now I say, you ever understand what the word affirmative consent mean? He said to me, he said, what do you mean? I said, the word affirmative consent. I said, that woman I just educate me. And I felt so horrible when that woman educated me. He said, affirmative consent, get for B, what do woman get for? Definitely by in body language, by countenance, by appearance, and by mouth, get for say yes. Now he sit back, he look at me. Now I say, well, I want you from this day forward, when you grow up as a man, when you think say you get any business for doing to women legally, always understand and at the back of your mind get the word affirmative consent. Affirmative consent is multidimensional. Now, woman ain't teach me this. Tell the cam, you get from away to get man. This is about adults where they're afraid for saying no to the man, but you know why the man sleep with them? Because of the consequences. They go talking about poverty. They go talking about stuff like that. So what do we do as men for able to understand the gravity of the act, and what do we for do as adults for try for make sure say we change the narrative? Because again, I still focus on let us end the silence, but we're not end the silence if we don't start the conversation. The conversation now include that about training, about education, or this will bring out the problem, whether the problem, the root causes. But ending the silence, and therefore end this act. Mr. Thonkla.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thanks everyone, Yamba, all the callers, them, Josephine and Yamba. One thing where Josephine, she talk about the community education, but one thing we're prevalent, where I feel say it is a problem, I call them that there's a veil. Until you pierce that veil, we'll still go around the circle of that culture. That's a problem. We'll get a huge challenge for fight this battle. But we have to start somewhere. And that somewhere is now. That somewhere is for us to stop the silence and start talking. We have to continue to talk. We demand them. I think there has to be a time where we will name and shame people. If we start naming and shaming, that will be one of the solutions. Okay? So now, all they focus on community, yeah, that is true. Within even the family circles, because most of the pedophiles, they are among our circles, even including the Western world here. And they are predators. They hide somewhere. They look for opportunity. But one thing where my nephew tell me, then he say, uncle, I say yes. He say one time I did also university in Sierra Leone. He say when I mark my paper, the teacher failed me. I write a number. I say work. Make column. That is sex for grades. So he go sleep with me, let pass me. He said no column. So this is a culture. This is a culture for fight. Another thing where Josephine raised, where I say make a try expand the police are poor trained. Let's start encourage women police for interview a rape victim or a woman. Because sometimes the woman is shamed for let's show the activity where they use for rape to a policeman. But you go be confident to talk to a policewoman. So let's train them, let's train women to engage women victims of rape or any other form of violence. Because the woman can understand the woman. And that's again for focus as leaders, for focus for train the policeman them and the policewoman them. We have the laws, but if the law is not applicable, now a sleeping law. We don't even need again for say create more laws them. What I have to do, I have to challenge Josephine, Yamba, and Anita, and all human them, equal 50-50. Then get for demonstrate the free time. May I find a day for demonstrate, for educate, we demand them. How did they feel? What did happen? Because the trauma, it lasts for years of a rape victim. We need education, not only in our school, but in our community. The women get for take on the streets for protest. Enough is enough. That's not one of the solutions, because I tell her earlier, I say the problem for rape now fear and power. If a PK or a prime minister, this is not chief, this is not millionaire, this is not government official, this is a civil servant to get money. He rape you, they prefer talk because the burden of proof now a community level, it's on you. Now all the case gonna court. Now the money of proof go shift to the defendant. But community level, because cello will get common law and general law. So the issue there, they focus on the common law. The chief, the chief not trained. All the people that are the chief, they're not trained. They say, well, how you go sit down in a big woman, this man go there. They don't know say the man can get extra power above, above woman. So we need to train them, we need to educate them. It's very important. And again, our key place. So woman in there, you want promotion, but pass in boss sleep with them. If not sleep with them, in the promotion. That is now they become affirmative consent, and probably I call them implied consent, where the woman is there under duress for give a consent, and when a person is under duress, he make a decision by law, it is null and void. That's no consent. So I want we look at the spectrum. Yes, I want to look at the courts, the legal system, the culture for take women as serious of what they go through about rapes. If we, as lawyers, as judges, as legal luminaries, not come out and have a say on this issue, listen, I said one thing earlier, we are not taking women seriously. Because if we are taking women seriously, this is one of the fundamental issues we for challenge. We demand them for the shame of ourselves. Because now we don't live for 59 years. 59 years, we are violating women. 59 years, we are isolating women. 59 years, we are vandalizing women. So we demand therefore be ashamed of ourselves. And you get women them where they condone, where they aid and abet, demand them. Where they come out, who say come out? Hey, younger life. You understand? So if you ask me, what do we for do as men them? It's about time for name and shame all those predators, those pedophiles, for name and shame them. Until that starts, I think if we start to do that, now a way forward, we'll go address the problems then. But the challenge, Josephine, Yamata, Anita, all you madam, for demonstrate against and all those perpetrators not alone across the country. After the coronavirus lockdown, for stand up and highlight this issue. Therefore, wear pink, therefore fight and say something. Make Khadija the issue be the epitome of this fight. So if I do so far, If you ask the culture for what we did to as man them, 59 years we have let down women. 59 years we have let down women, and that has to stop. Thank you very much.
Yamba, thank you very much, Thonkla. Thank you. That was wow. Yamba, again, you know everything. The question I asked Mr. Thonkla, I asked him, but what team Monday we can do, and I asked you, Yamba, how, from a man's perspective, you think say we man them collective as a society, na salon, na yeah, how we for support we woman them, how we for support we got picking them. What do we need for do for getting that empowerment? What they need for getting the confidence when we will slap a man or say no to a man or come out and speak without fear and they understand say we will protect them. What do you feel say? What's advice? What do you feel say we man them can do?
Thank you very much. Our mediator. This is a very broad topic.
Okay, Payamba, hold on. I just want to inform you, say there's a caller on the line.
Okay.
Okay, the caller gets 2 minutes for summarize and give you what you want to say to me. Caller, what's your name and please announce who you call from. We don't hear you. You echo. You echo. So we don't hear you, caller. We don't hear you clearly. If you move away from your device and speak at the phone, please. Don't hear what you say.
Yeah, when they call for, I call about which Josephine just now.
Okay.
The investigation with Apple, they don't be Apple for a long time. Kamara, no use for big picking. And once in a salon, this big picking then, it make and it's free for and talk out. So if you pick and go to somebody, they don't go touch her. So when you come from work, you have to outside you go. If they tell you, you look at them. So you see, then I want to be them. Then that's what. And sometimes, I'm about to get to this thing again, this thing. Somebody is waiting Nigeria, with their money, you want to cook your house, and you make it begin the good day, then I want to wait again. So if that beginning for family complaint, say, that man don't touch me, or that woman don't touch me. So you don't see. So now when it's 15 a day, so we need for a minute to pick it in. Then we need to be confident that is smart for stop. For picking anything will come in there. So for you use a different idea for without we are punish them. Because I understand them because you didn't say you go say you romantic, that will touch me. And you come with your outcome. But people forget you're not the king. It's very easy for them to see you. They don't see it. All on the decide. Then come up with the way some have to say. If a policeman will ask somebody with the lorry and go interview him, that will find and then send a policeman to go interview woman with the lorry. You know, because then I want a very good situation again. Yeah.
Thank you, caller. Thank you. Now go back to you, Payamba.
Yeah. I feel so we get problem like with the man as say we get for look at the society and we try for preaching what they call egalitarian.
Payamba, if I can close to the mic more, please.
We become very much egalitarian, a society where they preach on equality. Equality in the sense we don't dominate the women for far too long in the African setting, Sierra Leone to an exemption. So therefore, I feel say in this circumstance, the masculinity will go for step and down. And at this they make we feel say we're superior. No, we are equal. We and the woman, we're equal. You know, we're not superior as women. And at this they go now minds, the mindset where they make, we don't subdue them woman them, so they don't even get voice at their homes and they're not able to talk. We go for address this area first. Then we go for look at education. Education in Sierra Leone is very low. We got about 70% of the population don't go to school at all. How are we able to reach them people there? Now, through rigorous television, because, and when you talk about television, the villages, about 70% don't get television. So how we go reach them people there? Because rape cases are even more in the rural areas than the urban areas. Because I remember Josephine, they talk about Fita. Remember Fita was like open now, urban center and urban area, wherein people are more civilized, they're more acquainted to what did happen at the world. They're more globalized in the other sense. What about the already in our village where even electricity not ready, nothing not ready? Then they suffer more. So therefore, we need as men that will go come together for train enough men them for go out there, reach them in Limba, in Soso, in local parlance, talk to them and with women them. How it very much devastating what man they do to women them. One day they make them become helpless in the society. They make them become very much vulnerable in the society because this is a bullying tactics. And furthermore, they see this as self-blame. You understand? This is an embarrassment to the woman, not a shame to the woman. But if we train people from chiefdom to district to province to headquarters to Freetown, I feel that it will minimize the rates. Although it will eradicate them completely, but it will minimize. If we train so them, when we will talk inside so some people know we talk here, make it know. You understand? We don't know if we talk fuller, then go, then talk to the inside fuller. If in a career, if in a mende or a timini, then talk to the inside and local balance. I think that this could be a very good step as well. And also, Sierra Leone gets a very sophisticated, forensic lab system. That's where we will pin down the perpetrator, whether he is guilty or she is guilty of the crime. We need a forensic for test. And we need also a surveillance system. We as man them, if we able to come together, we talk to the government, say we need a surveillance system. We're sophisticated. Because like, yeah, if they say you do crime, then go check it first when the commander is us. As the commander is us, you get camera or they pick you. Just tell them the time when it come out. Take go reach that you can play, they show you. If you lie, then they tell you it's a lie. This time you be there, so side, we see you. So camera pick you in this street, they inside car. So we need then I not say Shalom no get money, but we need this for able to pin down somebody with tangible facts and say this, you know, get no way for escape. These are the evidence. So also we don't look at the other this area of familiarity in the family, the nuclear family, the extended family. It also they play a very, very, very significant role. That extended family, everybody they can inside the home. So you know where we check whether they can, whether a predictor where they can cause this damage. If they inside the house silently, but because I say trust, that extended family, like what me talk say for the same me wife. That is how it starts. Now this person able to monitor how the party come out, how the mama they come out, and then at the house it's easy. It's easy for an easy target. So therefore, I know they say extended family bad because this is a social construct where we believe say now so we don't live. Now only few in Sierra Leone where they experience, where they practice nuclear family practices them. Now only few, very few, maybe 1%, but the bulk of the society in an extended family. Therefore, you get cousin picking, you brother and picking, party picking, all man then that OC. Then one day then the one way they cause the trouble. Not to somebody they come out outside. Now somebody when they inside. How we go penetrate this? We get for a check. In those days, I remember we grow up, we get one mammy name Yamba. Now they all engage over they provoke them. We grow up as speaking. Every 3 months, then they get and go check them. Every 3 months. So you the friend will go church with picking. You said the band in the friend. So we get a mammy, then they check all the girls in the area. Somebody don't know minister who grow up, na men grow up. If they listen, you go no send at school. Fellow, you know they get my church will begin. Then they check them begin and then God one day they go check. I don't know. But when they come out, we get one girl where they can't tell you, they go check them back today. As we say, men begin doing in the native way, how do they check them begin there? Also, lastly, the bondo, it play a very significant role, that bondo society. Then they use that for threatening the beginner, say, if you don't judge you before going and something happen, make them bring back the bondo society. When you go there back, they go teach you. Obviously, that go help we back. You know, now me own feeling, I don't know, but that's, I believe, say, that society, secret society, yes, it gets in disadvantage, but it also, they teach norms where they talk about this sex, alle sex. Understandable. Also, before they conclude, how many government, the Sierra Leone, or we demand them, make focus attention on the rural areas where constitute about 70% of the population. And I believe say less than 30% of the population inclined or literate to be able to read and write. How they reach the people there now for educate local people in different, all the tribes, better they go and meet them people there, tell them what's in that implication, because this, they make them become very much vulnerable in the society. They make them become traumatized. They make them become psychotic. They become schizophrenic. Most of them begin now they see, like when my sister said, Josephine said, now they see they do prostitution because there is an inward torture. It just feels say she is not valuable anymore in the society. She has been misused and just finish her completely. Then became very sad the way they live that society. So now I reach out, I can stop here so far anyway.
Thank you very much, Panda. We're not on 2 hours now. I think say within the next 15 minutes we'll end the program for today. But again, next week we'll continue the conversation. The theme now end the silence, start the conversation. And today we don't start the conversation. Next week it's going to be how do we end the silence? How do we end the silence? That will be next week. That will be with him. So we will look around education, we look around training, we look around the institutions, we will look around the way we set our society, we will look around what we need to put into place, the civic education from primary level to secondary level to universities to safe spaces. You know, we will look at all that, we look at parenting, we look at safeguarding issues there, we look at how we train, we look at how governments they tackle this, we look at how government set up forensics, we look at all that and make sure we're able to deal with this and we're able to take it forward. And again, let us not keep quiet. The call will say, all the parties will say, I believe say we as men must support women. We as men must come out and lead this campaign because there's a lot of decent men like us when they cry inside. We look at ourselves, we get this is we get picking around we, and where they'll be looking at with a funny look. And we are victims too. We are victims of the act of the minority. We are victims of the act of the wicked, barbaric type. We are victims, and we not for stay in silence. We for come out and tell we left there with picking or mama them. We sit there and say we are all in this. Explain your story. Tell me your pain. Let me understand where you're coming from. Maybe that will stop me from taking somewhere else. Maybe that will stop me from doing that. So again, I want to say thank you to all we guests away there. I'll give our 2 minutes for go round, and I just give a conclusion. But next week we will invite more guests on the panel. We will invite people like people that are experts for come on. We will send the invites, and we will call extend the invites to Miss Anita Nafruton. We'll come on the panel. We'll bring up people that come on the panel. We'll try for see if we get the politician to come on the panel. We'll try for see if we get somebody from Salon Police for come on the panel, you know, and talk to me how the police have view on rape, what they don't do. Somebody from the FSC unit, you know. Unfortunately, I guess somebody we be the head FSC unit CID, but just bereaved quite recently, lost her husband. So she's bereaved quite recently, and she's in so much pain. I'm not going to back on the program, but I know somebody will be for very, very good because for the last 25 years. We for come and can tell me experiences and tell me about the challenges that we face and how we collectively as a society can actually move this topic forward. This is an important thing way for be important to we all, we for take and affect for take. Mr. Thonkla, I'll start with you.
Okay. I'm getting better now. The emotion don't vent out. Well, one thing I for recommend where Josephine raised for rehabilitate the victims of rape or sexual violence. Because some rape they not get penetration, but it get away where it still affects the mindset of the victim. for rehabilitate. That after the act, post the act for rehabilitate, because if we don't give them counseling, that anger, it even gush out in the society. See some people, they just vex, don't know why they vex. So therefore try to take a very serious, the counseling, very, very important. Another thing what we say, for I lost our light next week, that the students them, the hostel, when they are university, across university, they girls them. Most of them, they are victims of rape. But because we don't get a structure where they give them a platform, come out, we can talk and get counseling, and they talk. Some of them, they walk away from university because of this, because above case. The police force, they get trained in them. To get women in back way, they are victims of rape through the force, the military force, and all our forces. Or look into that. Also look at why man them they put sex as an incentive for promotion, and the legal system, the civil servant, politics, the businesses across the board. All this for bring us to the fore, because these are the ingredients of resentment. These are the grounds of national animosity. Because if we want to get a perfect country, let's keep our women happy. When they are engulfed in anger as a result of rape, you see hate from them. Some of them, they withdraw from society because of the shame. So we got to take a very, very serious. And the politicians, them, they got to come out clearly and take a stand on this issue. Because if we get people in the parliament, people are across the spectrum of politics who are busy women, then we have nowhere to cry. So that's SSF will come out and take a stand, not to just for make a project or get money. This type of take women very serious on what they affect them. Rape, it get decade of impact, what the impact so good. So we have to take it serious as politicians, as judges, as police officers, military officers, as doctors, as nurses, as teachers. Say women are not sexual toys. Women, they go through pains of sexual vandalism.
Thank you, Mr. Thonkla.
I will stop this so far. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Dean.
Yeah.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. I get for be strict with time. 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you very much. Also, I want to just conclude by saying, education, they play a very significant role in the fight towards this rape issue. Waiting, I mean, they will start from the institutions. Get all the institutions that corrupt Sierra Leone as a result of these sex issues. All the top managers are with a man. I swear to God, they involved into that act there. Therefore, they never get the best of the people that will be able to do the job. So, man, and they bring and come in because you forcefully sleep with her. You get a job where you don't even deserve. This not only stop there, even as far as primary school, and then village, they go to village primary schools, they see teacher, they abuse speaking. It happen as Sierra Leone. As far as primary school, secondary school, this they destroy the girl child. A couple of them begin away, supposed for a land book, go just say, man, relax. Make us sleep with this one, and you'll give me the mark where I want. So this, I feel say wrong. Going to FBC, today they ask for who begin and make it right, it right. So this affects from primary school to the top level of institutions. We demand that we're responsible, including me, we all. We got to talk to compliment them where they do them act here. Now a disgrace to we demand them is very wrong. Woman, they're not to sex toy. They were our sister and our mama and them born we. More no use we power for bringing them down because of we drive for sex. No, you won't. We got to treat her with respect. If you begin to sabi something, teach and genuinely God will pay you for that. But not take that advantage say, I go give you job, I sleep with you, I pass agreement. No, down not the work. Down not the work. And I also think I talk about the surveillance system. The surveillance system in the country is very, very, very erratic, a poor, in fact, it down, it's shambolic. We not get any forensic lab. We need this forensic lab with expertise from abroad. Thank God we get sister Josephine. Is it Josephine with panelists? Yeah, Josephine. Now that's one of the areas that when I feel we need people that will get a lot of them in the diaspora, even in Sierra Leone. When our experts them now we need them. That the way talk just now, Anita. We need people that for take as many as we can, so that then we're able to take care of them forensic area there. When somebody get crime, where commit crime, then we will check them, and without with all reasonable doubt, they will find them guilty. And lastly, I feel say make the government look into this.
We don't have time.
Yeah, local people them for go meet the people them now the villages them for help educate.
Thank you, Payamba. Miss Martha, you get 2 minutes, please. You're on mute.
You left me last.
Yes.
Because we like you.
Miss Martha, you don't mute.
Martha, you don't mute.
Thank you, Martha. What do you contribute on 2 minutes? 2 minutes.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. The session has been very educative, but my recommendations, them now 1 or 2. One, I will start with educating the schools them about the issue of the stigmatization. You know, now we educate, we picking them, let them know they provoke them confident. Otherwise, it will impede them coming out. That is very important, because if they try for like send them PKR for let them rehabilitate themselves, we get to start there. That is very important, because if me they don't rape me and they go school then they call me mama, obviously it just they pull everything out of me. And secondly, I they appeal to all women. The man they don't talk their own, regardless of who that you be, whether it don't happen to you. It not happen to you. This is not a fight for we all. And this has to be ongoing. Let we raise with voices them in different angles for a common goal. When it don't happen so to Khadija, let it be the starting point for let everything sort out that we beloved country. I thank all the listeners and the one that we call, let God bless we all.
Josephine, over to you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Ooh, the topic is very broad. But first of all, I would like to thank all the panelists and also the host, where he gave me this opportunity for calm talk, waiting very dear to me heart, very, very dear to me heart. But first, what I would like to say out of my own experience when you don't get why they try for help me motherland, because I don't spend all my years in London. I left Salon at the age of 8. Now I'm in my late 30s. So that just shows you say I get passion for that. I go back for try for help with people then. But why be they try for help the people in a salon, the difficulties they will come across, even the community, why they try for educate them. It's like any side where I get for go, I get for pay them for let them come. You they try for help the people them, but it look like for say they don't want help. But because this na my passion, this not go stop me for do what I do. Then the village, the rape cases then at the village, even worse past the one at the in town. It worst. If I begin for telling now some of the experience and some of the people that I don't talk to when I'm victim, I mean, I know I'm being tears down anybody in Yai. But because of provision, I'm not able to go as far as I wish to. But I will continue for do what I able for do. Then I don't also arrange for work with schools, for work with some of the schools them. So if the schools then educate the picking them, but when I talk to some of the headmaster, they're not ready for do that. Now I say, okay, when me go come in, I go do the education to the picking them. I don't mind. So you see, so there's a culture issue. We get culture issue. The mindset of we people them. I don't know how to call them. I don't want to label them because now me people them. I love them no matter what. But we were within at the diaspora, where we mindsets, we don't get knowledge. We don't see a lot of things. Now we need to make that move there and help with people them. Let we stop for assume say because we see somebody it's tall, it big, it get sense na in head. They not get sense na their head. They not go out yet. There's still lack of knowledge. So we need to go out there. Number one, the schools them. Now, and also where we they go to the schools, they can say no, they don't want to hear you with voice. But let we not stop. Let we continue for go to the schools then. Let we continue for educate them. How maybe educate them? I be get a workshop. This workshop where I make about 200 people in Naden camp. But can you imagine? I pull me your money for pay the transport, let they can listen to what me get for tell them. I even make food for them just for that draw their attention for let they come. You see, so this is not the mindset of people them. Something where they can't educate them, they can be so reluctant for can listen to something where they educate them. But at the ending of the day, me and my team, we succeed. They listen and they were happy for waiting the year. So me on concern, not the victims. How can we help the victims to heal? Now that's not me on concern. We need for concentrate to the victims them. Then we also need for teach people them, the mama, the papa, the auntie, the uncle, let them know the signs. I keep saying this, the signs, they are signs. If una give me opportunity next time, I will tell una more of the kind of signs and what they need for look out. The politician then back again. There's problem there. Big, massive problem. Because now then they suppress we let we not do we work. They suppress we. When you not get connection, when you not get connection as alone for do something, you go suffer. Even for that register me charity, I pay money for the fee, then I pay on top of the fee. Just for let the register me. Can you imagine? So
Josephine.
Yes.
Josephine, that's how I said on council, and then they're going for deal with next week. And hopefully next week we'll invite you back on the platform. So you know, we're talking about the theme around how do we end this, how do we educate, what do we need to do for make the open society, how do we end the silence? Because now we need for break, end that silence, and our world now need for break. So all I'm saying next week, hopefully you'll be invited to the program next week. If you're available, Miss Anita will be invited to the program next week, you know. And again, I want to just say a big thank you to everyone who participate, to everyone who will make a comment online. I just don't want to let this be a conversation. I want to let this be an action, a call to action. Let it be a call to action to we the parents them, for look within we homes, for look we picking there, and for pay more attention to picking them. Let we look within we society. Let we look within we environment, within we surrounding. Let we help we serve and make sure so we're able to bring an end to this. Let we look at the victims, don't create the space, or don't create shame. We'll go make them okay for let the victims and talk to me. We want to say thank you very much from Diaspora Voices. We want to say thank you to DJ Little. We want to say thank you to Abraham. Sorry when I do this program, all our politics. We want to say thank you to the viewers and listeners. We want to say thank you to all who participate. And again, we want to say condolences to the family of Miss Little girl with a loss in life. Whatever the circumstances is, we know within the week or so we'll get more facts, and the facts will be out there. And we pray that God heal the family. We pray that God bring courage to the family. We thank again we listeners them and reviewers them. And again, from the Diaspora Voices, we want to say good morning, good afternoon, good night.